Hi everyone, it's Michelle. This could be a part 2 of that video I uploaded. Transgender woman, life in hell, part 2. I've calmed down quite a bit from earlier when I was recording. So anyway, I was talking about my girlfriend who ended up screwing everything up for me my senior year. And, she also had, this one, I don't know what she was. She wasn't a therapist. She wasn't anything. She wasn't a teacher. I don't know what the heck she was, but, she was part of the administration, and so all this crap she was whining to her about, this administration person, she took all my credits from me. Yeah, she said, oh, you're short 10 credits. And, they wanted me to come back and redo high school. Another senior year. It's like, no. And it just showed up, like, at the very end of school, because I had all my credits in. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm gonna go graduate. No. All thanks to my ex-girlfriend. So I was, like, really, really pissed off. And for that, I went to prom. And I had a date that would say, oh yeah, I'll meet you there. And I call her, oh, you're going to be there? Oh, yep, I'm going to be there. I get to where we're having prom. I'm all happy and stuff. And guess what? She didn't show up. So, one, she lied to me. Two, she made a fool out of me. And then when I got to talk to her, I was like, what the hell happened? It's like, oh, you didn't really think I was going to go with you, did you? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I had no friends. Like I said, I had absolutely no friends at that point. I was really, really depressed. After high school, we moved around a little bit. The place we were living at, we lost a little bit of our income and could afford that. And so we had to move in over to our friend's house. And during that time, I did work at a home-based daycare. I did, like, yard maintenance and stuff. Like trimming shit back, mowing lawns, stuff like that. And pulling weeds. It was yard work. Just trying to keep it nice, you know? Well, the worst thing is they took me off all my medication because my insurance had to switch over and they were being idiots and not doing it. So I was in a very dark place already, and that was even darker for me without my antidepressants. Because I've tried to commit suicide I don't know how many times now. I first tried to slit my wrist in middle school because I was feeling nothing. I was numb. I couldn't feel anything. So I took one of those pocket knives and started carving my wrist. Trying to feel something. That's all I wanted to do was feel something. But that didn't work, and I gave up on that, and then they got me some help. My dad did. The first place we went to was like, okay, what is this place? It's not even a very good place for me to even talk to a therapist, because you're like, yeah, Like, what are you talking about? So I ended up going to this other place in Tacoma, and I met Katrina. She was like what I really needed and stuff. She helped me incredibly. Because, if you know me and stuff, and you ask me what one of my biggest things is, it's not having a mother figure. Helping me. I've never really had that, and I think that's one of my major issues. So my dad had to be both mother and father to me, and it It works sometimes, but I needed that woman in my life. I really did. And my aunt wasn't going to do that for me because, oh, I'm too busy for you. Or my husband doesn't want you over. So that was that. What else? So back to therapy. I got some help. And after high school, I was still seeing her and everything, and back on medication, I was doing good. Well, then I got too old to see them and everything. Well, the thing is, when they got me back on my antidepressants, I really went crazy, because I was like, if you go cold turkey on something and then start it up at full dose, you're gonna get really messed up. I mean, I was hallucinating, seeing stuff that wasn't there, hearing stuff that wasn't there. It was driving me nuts. I could not sleep. I'm like, what? And feeling all weird and stuff. So I had to be put in a hospital for a little bit. Till they straightened everything out. And, yeah. That's what ended up happening, and they fixed everything, and finally, it was good. It was a very bad time there, too. And, we, ended up getting roommates at this place. It was this woman and her 2 daughters, and she shared custody with her 2 sons. She was a drunk, to say the least. Everything was still going pretty good until she brings this guy into the household. And I think he was doing drugs and shit a lot. And because he had no teeth. And he never had money. Even though he worked all these jobs and stuff. So he was going somewhere. And we were pretty sure it was drugs. Crap. So anyway, we ended up leaving that place because she was not paying her mortgage, even though we were giving her money and all that. So they got evicted, so we had to leave too. So we ended up moving to our new friend's house that we actually met a little bit before that. And he had 2 daughters, and he shared custody with their mom. And that's where I learned to play Texas Hold'em. And I also played Bunko there. It was pretty fun. They included me and stuff, and we played Risk. It was, all in all, a pretty good experience. And then, a few months, I don't know, maybe 6 months later, we had to find a new place to live, because he was, moving his girlfriend in, and she had 2 sons, and he needed more room, and oh yeah, we understand. So, he ended up marrying her, and they have a big happy family, and everything. It's pretty cool. So, we ended up moving in with his friend. He was a shroomer. He liked to do mushrooms. The guy that we move into next. And, he had his wife, and she was always busy and stuff, working. And during that time, I just slept all the time. I was like, I don't want to play video games. I don't want to go online. I don't want to play cards. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep. And that's all I really did, was sleep. Eventually, and that was only going to be a temporary place, because we were really looking for our own place to live, because we did not really want roommates anymore. So I ended up, getting on this, I forget what program it was. It's to help, low-income families and stuff. Because around that time, my dad could not work at all. It really sucked, because we didn't have as much money as we needed. And he was doing what he could, but he was having so many issues from his car accident. He has headaches all the time. And he also messed up his shoulder and bicep as well from the car crash. And then his bicep got messed up not too long after we moved into the one woman's house with the 4 kids. I forget what, I think the one girl jumped on him or something, like, oh, catch me, and then he had to catch her, and all her body weight was on his bicep, and yeah, it was pretty bad. It was hard for my dad. It was hard for me. Like, I couldn't really be really physical with him, like wrestle, or he couldn't go running with me or play ball or anything because he was in so much pain. So it was more like, oh, we can sit around, watch TV, and play video games, and that's what he ended up doing. But he used to be really active when he was younger. He was in all these sports. He lifted weights. He ran. He was a really healthy man. And he kind of lost all that when he had his car accident, and it's a real shame. So anyway, back to our last roommates. So we find this place, and it's a trailer, and it's like, oh yeah, it's great. It was like a double wide, so I got my own room, which I really, really needed. I was gonna get my own room in the one house with the husband and wife who did drugs, but they decided, oh no, we want that room. It's like, wait a minute, we're paying you money for 2 rooms, so okay, we'll just take some off. And the deal was, my dad was actually, because he was a nutritionist and he knew all other stuff, like, oh, I can do that for you, I just can't really show you how to do all the stuff. You're just gonna have to, I can guide you on doing that. And that was the deal. So anyway, we did that, and then we finally said, hey, we're done, and thank you for letting us stay here. Which they wanted the house back anyway. Because it's like, yeah, we like you living here and stuff, but, you know, sometimes, yeah. So, we ended up moving to the trailer, double wide trailer. I got my own bedroom. My dad got his own room. We were there for like 4 years. It was okay. Except the septic tank. Oh my god. It was a piece of shit septic tank. It was always backing up every time it rained. It was disgusting. And we couldn't really afford anything else. It's like, my dad's like, oh, I'm gonna fix this. And he kept going in there, fixing it. And we're trying to get the landlord to help. He's like, oh, you know, I can't really do anything. But we do what we can. And oh my god. And we think he was stealing electric because all the electric went through the garage that was there. And he was using half the garage. And there were cords going from the garage to his house. Yeah, he was siphoning gas and all stuff, or no, not gas, there was no gas, electric. So we had these outstanding electric bills every month. But lo and behold, when he wasn't, because he lived right next door, when he wasn't there, or they were on vacation, we had barely any bills on the electric. So it was like, what the hell, Reverend? So, 4 years of that, it was bad. Finally, we, just left because this other place came up. It was the first place we actually moved into when we first moved to Washington. So it was like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. We're going to have our old place back, and yeah. We my dad was a little bit of a hoarder. He still kind of is, so he had all this crap that he brought with. Like, Dad, we need to clean this up. It can't be all over the yard. It can't be all over the yard, Dad. Well, he was trying to clean it up, and then our neighbor, he was this drunken asshole, like, getting over the fence saying he's gonna kill us and stuff. We called the cops on him like I don't know how many times, and nothing came of it. And because my dad couldn't get all the stuff cleaned up and stuff, and the landlord was like, hey, what the hell's going on? You guys need to get this cleaned out or I'm going to have to evict you. And like every time we went outside, this guy's just jumping over fence, yelling at us, and we're gone, and what he did was jump over into our yard and started breaking the fence, like the bottom fence. And then he's like taking pictures, like, yeah, look what they did, and send pictures to the landlord and everything. So we ended up getting evicted, which was ridiculous. And most of the stuff that was in the yard, it was all building supplies from a job my dad ended up doing, helping build stuff, because he can lift like really light stuff and everything. It was more some extra wood we took, so because the deck he was help building, they were moving out and they had nowhere to put it, so my dad was going to take it, and do some stuff with it. We'll end up going to the landlord and say, oh yeah, her husband wanted all that, and we're talking to landlord's husband, and he's like, oh, I wish I knew, because I never liked those other neighbors. They always caused trouble for us. I went in there to fix them, and it was just filled with weed smell and smoking pot. Which, it's like, oh my god. So we go get our deposit back from the landlord, and she started deducting all this stuff, like, oh, this was ruined, this was broke. Like, no. That was that way when we first moved in there, because you didn't clean anything. I vacuumed everything. I scrubbed down everything. Oh, the carpet was messed up. It's like, yeah, all those piss stains are not from my dog. That was from the people from before, and you knew it. And she was replacing that carpet anyway, and she would go, oh yeah, I'm going to do a hardwood floor and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, so we didn't get all our deposit back, which really pissed me off. So then we ended up moving in with my aunt. Oh yeah, and when I did move into that house, the last house we were at, I started my transition. That was in July 26th was when I took my first estrogen pill and testosterone blockers. So I'm starting to transition. I moved over to my aunt's. I was moody. I was having mood swings all the time. It was really bad. It was horrible. So I ended up having to share a room with my dad again, which I think it was ridiculous, because she has 3 bedrooms, okay? All 3 of them are her son's bedrooms. The first bedroom's like, they didn't fix or anything, because the light was out. And that was his playroom when he was a baby. Well, they're like, oh, we're not going to clean this up, so they moved him to the thing across the room. And he goes, oh, I don't want to be there, it's too cold in the winter. So then he had a 3rd bedroom. It's like, why am I getting this feeling of Harry Potter, you know? With Dudley, like, oh, you're getting one of Dudley's spare bedrooms. Well, anyway, I wanted to spend time with my aunt. I really, really did. And she was like, I don't have time. And her husband wasn't there at the time because he was in California working. Which we thought, like, oh, good, because, okay, my aunt and her husband did not get along. I have no idea why they're even still freaking married, to tell you the truth. Now she's saying that, oh, he's fine, he's good. It's like, no, aunt. It's not good. He's very abusive verbally to you, and you were crying all the time because of it. So I got really upset because I was not getting to spend any time with her. And I really needed a woman at that time. And it was really hard for me because I'm transitioning. I was hormones going all over the place. I wanted to learn makeup. I wanted to learn what else? How to dress. And I wanted Pam. Shit. Okay, my aunt name is Pam. Okay. I wanted her to teach me how to do all this stuff. And she's like, no, I can't. I can't. And, eventually, when she figured out I was transgender, she said, get the fuck out of my house. I do not want you. Any transgender. So basically, she always said transgender and gays and lesbians, they're all a bunch of freaks. So she told me to get the hell out of her house, basically because I'm a freak now. So now I'm staying with a friend, which is ridiculous. Because I want to get on my own, and I'm really worked on just living on my own now. Through some kind of program, my therapist is looking into it for me. I'm gonna make a part 3 video because I still need to tell you guys more. I'm just getting over 20 minutes, so I'll be back and I'll tell you guys everything on part 3. Okay, talk to you all later. Bye.